So you have just plugged in your SMPTE cable into your camera and you are wondering, oh, I do not have full bars on my camera, what's going on? All you need to do is to actually clean your SMPTE cable, and that's what I'm going to show you how to do today. So on this camera, I'm going to be showing you how to check for full bars on your SMPTE cables using your monitor connected to your camera. So the first thing you want to do is to make sure your display button is on, take it up on, and then also go to your status. Make sure status is turned on as well. Then the next thing is to look at your monitor. While status is on, if you look at your monitor, on this one, you would see that we have full bars on the SMPTE cable. But let's just assume that you don't have full bars on your SMPTE cable. Say for example, say for example, you have about 3 bars at the end here missing. What do? That's what we're doing. So the first thing you want to do, of course, is to unplug your SMPTE cable from your camera. But always ensure that this guy is closed. And I forgot to tell you, what does SMPTE, SMPTE mean? It means Society of Motion Picture Television Engineers. So this bunch of guys decided to create a very strong cable which sends both power and internet connection to a camera, rather than, putting power in one place and internet in one place. Everything is just infused in one cable, which is what we call the SMPTE cable. So these are the things we're going to use to clean the SMPTE cable: IPA solvent, a cotton board, and this tool to use to open the other end of the SMPTE cable, which I'm going to show you. So this end is called the hole end. It is the end that goes into the camera. On the hole end, the first thing you want to do is to put this tool inside, then screw in, screw in, screw in, screw in, screw in. Once you feel there's a little bit of friction, then you press down. So once you have put this tool inside and you're screwing, once you see that there's friction, then you press down and you bring it out. So you can see that one part of the pin is out. Then on this other part, you do the same. Screw. And when you begin to feel that friction, press down, pull out. It's just as easy as that. So you see those 2 pins are no longer there. So the next thing you want to do is spray your IPA solvent on your cutting board. Make sure it's away from your face. That's sprayed on. Good. Then you put it inside. Then you clean, twist and turn and twist and turn. Sticks and stones don't break my bones, blah blah blah. Same thing on the other end. Clean and clean and clean and clean. So we're going to let that dry. And then on the other end, this is what we call the pins. In each cable you have the pins and the male and the female end. This is the male end. On the male end, we can see we don't have anything to actually take out here. We take another cotton board, spray your solvent on it. Then you clean. Clean around it, and then you let that dry for a bit. All right, because it's alcohol, it gets dry pretty fast. So once that's dry, I want to assume this one is already dry. So the next thing you want to do is to screw it back in. So when you're screwing back in, the first thing you want to do is press it down, friction. Then screw, turn, and naturally it comes out. The next thing, same here as well. Press down. When you hear that click, you know it's pressed down. Then turn, and then it comes out. All right, so let's plug it back into the cameras. Yep. So now we're plugging back the green part into our cameras. Well, one thing you also have to note when you're plugging your SMPTE cable into your camera, this end has to match with this red point. These markers have to match. If not, you're going to damage the cable if you're trying to force it in. So once that matches. It just goes in like magic. So now the camera is turning on. So now that it's turned on, one thing we are going to do next, like we did earlier, is to take a look at the status of the camera cables. Now if you look at the screen, full bars, and that's what we like to see. That way you know that everything is right, is good, and nothing bad is going to happen to you when you're on set or when you're in a location shooting. So that is how you clean your SMPTE cables. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned a thing. Cheers, see you later.